I'm a licensed professional structural engineer with 37 years of experience in the structural field.
I'm a structural engineer with over 40 years experience in engineering.
Licensed architect in the state of New York for 25 years.
I'm a licensed fire protection engineer.
I'm a mechanical engineer.
Licensed fire protection engineer.
I have a bachelor's in metallurgical engineering.
I have a master's and PhD in chemical engineering.
I have a master's degree in civil and structural engineering.
I have a master's of science degree in civil engineering.
I have a bachelor's degree in physics, master's in education, another master's in mathematics.
I was a Green Beret for 6 years. I was trained in the use of demolitions.
I worked for Controlled Demolition Incorporated, CDI, the top-rated explosives demolition firm in the world.
I have published close to 60 peer-reviewed papers.
My PhD is in aeronautics and nuclear engineering from Caltech, and I did my postdoctoral work at the Von Karman Institute in Brussels, Belgium, in finite element analysis. I taught at 5 colleges and universities, serving as department head and assistant dean.
I've been teaching science for many years, since I was about 16, and have published I don't know how many papers, but certainly over 100, probably closer to 200.
I knew from day one that this was a controlled event.
The conclusion of explosives is definitive.
The only thing that I can see that would be capable of doing this would be explosive devices.
I certainly believe that it had to have been controlled demolition.
There was just no logical explanation for that building to come down, straight down into the path of greatest resistance in a little less than 10 seconds. Did not make sense.
It cannot happen that when you have asymmetric damage, you will get a perfectly symmetrical collapse.
There are columns of steel around the exterior of the building and within the core, all of which are there to prevent the thing from falling down. And so even if something falls on it, it's not going to immediately just go pop, 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 pop like that, floor by floor. If it's going to collapse, it's going to have to take some time to weaken the structure below it.
You're looking for a jolt, that this thing, if it actually comes down and hits, you should be able to see the point at which they actually impact, because it would actually slow down the motion of the falling block. It never slows down. It accelerates the entire time.
The buildings actually accelerated as they came down, meaning they were not getting resistance from these massive columns in the center of the core of this building. The core of this building was very heavy. They're huge columns, huge.
Less than 1.5% of the steel that NIST actually got showed that it experienced any temperatures where steel would actually lose strength. 98.5% of the steel they got showed it would not lose, it had not lost, had not experienced temperatures where it would lose any strength at all.
The fires were not that hot. If you look at the NIST zone data, you could see this.
This violates the laws of physics. It can't happen. Those aircraft and those fires could not cause those buildings to come down in that way.
The buildings came down because there was very carefully controlled demolition with high explosives that had been planted many weeks, if not months, before.
We have been told nothing but lies about this, folks. The government has lied to us, and we need to get to the truth.
Over the past 2 decades, thousands of architects, engineers, scientists, and other experts led by Richard Gage, they have put their reputations and their careers on the line, claiming that 9/11 was in fact an inside job.
I represent 3,000 architects and engineers across the country and around the world who are demanding a new investigation.